Hello everyone and welcome to yet another episode of Ragam Reference, where I discuss the facets, the swaras, the phrases and the important kritis in ragas of Carnatic classical music. Today I am going to discuss about the ragam Amritavahini. It's a rare ragam and it's a ragam that is often confused with certain other ragas in that group. So let's have a quick look at Amritavahini. Amritavahini is a Janya raga. It's a derivative ragam. It's a Janya of the Natabhairavi scale. So it goes something like this. Sarigamapadani sa sanidamagari sa sanidamagari sanidamapadamagari sanidanidamadamagari gagari zanisa sarigama garisa sarigama padama garisa sarigama padanisa sanidama padama gari magari zaninisa Sri Ramapadama nidama padama ni kripa jalune gari zaririma chita nikirave padanidama garirisa. This kriti of Saint Tyagaraja is the prime example of this ragam. Ragas like Amritavahini don't have too many compositions in them, but they are very interesting from a practitioner's point of view, from an improvisation point of view, and from the context of composition and how we can try to improvise on these scales and create new patterns and new forms of thinking about gamakas and phrases and improvisation in Carnatic music. For example, let's now look at some of the key phrases of this ragam and how they are connected to the actual song Sri Ramapadama. Sri Ramapadama padani sama gari sari mappa ni kripa jalune chita nikirave padasani damagari rigama padamagari gari risa saninisa sarigama padanisa nidama padamagari sari mamappa. Although Sari Mama Pa is used a lot, Sari Gama Padanisa Sanidama Garisa, that is the sketch of the ragam. So Saint Tyagaraja uses a combination of these swaras to create that landscape. So an allied ragam to Amritavahini is Saramati. I'll now tell you the difference. Sari Gama Padanisa Sanidama Garisa is Amritavahini, whereas Saramati goes like this. Rigama padanisa sanidama padamaga sariga sadanisa sarigama padanisa nidama padanidamaga sa. After the ga, the sa comes in Saramati. Sanidama padamaga sa, that is Saramati. Sanidama garisa, that is Amritavahini. So that fundamental difference, if we bear in mind, we can understand how Saramati differs from Amritavahini, because very often when students or even like seasoned performers sing, some swaras creep into the grammar, and when one swara is added, the entire ragam is changed. So this is an example of that. Now I'll go a little more deeper into what the exact swaras are in this ragam. Sari Shadja Chatusruti Rishabha Sariga Sadharana Gandharam Ma Sudhamadhyamam Pa Panchama Da Chatusruti Devata Ni Kaisika Nichada Sa Shadja Sa Nidama Garisa Sa Nidama Gar. The Panchama is absent in the descent. Sa Nidama Padani Sanidama Padani Sari Gari Sanidama Padani Sari Gari Sari Sani Sanidama Padani Sanidama Ga Sanidama Garisa. That descent from Ga to Ri is very important for Amritavahini. Whereas in Saramati, Sanidama Padama Ga Sa Riga Sada Nisa Sarigama Padama Ga Sariga Sada Nisa Sarigama Padanidama Ga Sanidama Ga Sariga Sada Nisa. Because the Ga and Sa are separated by an interval in Saramati, there is a kind of correspondence and a pattern that emerges. Sa ni da ma pa da ma ga sa da Gasa da. That is a pattern. Although the ni is present in Saramati, when one creates that interesting pattern, the raga is better established. The mood of the ragam is established, right? So sometimes a raga like Saramati is very close to Amritavahini but has its own character. This recording is certainly not about Saramati. We'll do that in detail another time. This is about Amritavahini. So coming back to Amritavahini, let's look at that composition a bit more further to flesh out some of the important phrases in this raga through the lens of the composition. Saint Tyagaraja starts the charanam in the Panchama. Dharini shilayai tapamuttalaka varamukan nirunuralchaga. Apart from this song, Sri Ramapadama, there aren't very many songs in this ragam, as I said. So I've now included a recording of this song, Sri Ramapadama, which I have sung, and you can refer to this, you can look at the lyrics and sing it together as well. Songs like this are very easy to understand and sing once we know the grammar of the ragam behind them. So now to do a quick recap of Amritavahini. Sarigamapa dani sani dama gari sa. Sarigamapa dani sani dama gari. Rini ni dani sani ni dama padama gari ri sani ni sa sani sari gari ri sa sani ni sa sa da dani sari gari sani da ni sari ga mama gari ga gari sari ri ri sani sa sa sari ri ga mama padama mama ga gari ri ri sani sa sari ga ma padama ma padani dama padani sa sani ni dama ga sa sani ni dama ga sani dama gari ri 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 ga mama gari ri ri sari ga ma gari ga gari sari ri ri sani ni sa sani sari ga gari ri sa sani ni dani sani ni da pa da dani ni sa sa. A very robust ragam, an interesting ragam, a rare ragam. So ragas like this, one cannot dwell too much into it, but it's ideal for composing a song or two. And I wonder how cine composers have dealt with this. But if this is a ragam that has not been dealt with in cine music, which I think it hasn't been, because I haven't come across any particular songs that are based in this ragam, I think it will be a good move by composers to try and compose in a raga that's challenging like this, within the grammar, keeping the grammar in mind, but also thinking out of the box. So maybe if I come up with something, I will share that with you really soon, because I'm doing a lot of independent original songs and music while also singing for films and doing my own classical work. And it's very interesting, because to think as a composer is to think outside the box and to think as an improviser. And around 80 to 90% of Carnatic music is improvised. So I think most Carnatic musicians have it in them to be composers. And with that interesting thought, I'm going to request you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and hit the notification bell button. I'll see you with more interesting recordings on ragas, of my live concerts, but also on voice culture and tips. Sri Ramapadama ni kripajalune, Sri Ramapadama ni kripajalune, Sri Ramapadama ni kripajalune, Sri Ramapadama ni kripajalune, chitani kirave, Sri Ramapadama ni kripajalune, chitani kirave, Sri Ramapadama ni kripajalune, chitani kirave, Sri Ramapadama. పదమా దారిని శిలయే తాపము తాళక వరము నీరును రాచగ దారిని శిలయే తాపము తాళక వరము నీరును రాచగ శూరగల్యను గాచి బ్రోచితివి శూరగల్యను గాచి బ్రోచితివి యారి తీరన్యు సేయవే త్యాగరాజ గేయమా శూరగల్యను గాచి బ్రోచితివి యారి తీరన్యు సేయవే త్యాగరాజ గేయమా శ్రీరామ పాదమా నీ కృపజాలు